Good afternoon and welcome to the Wolves baseball broadcast. My name is Nathaniel Thomas. I'm with Ray Bermudez. It's an 0-2 count against the leadoff batsman Matthew Schmaling. The Anza Dons have taken the field. Here's the pitch. Outside.
Day for baseball out here in Richmond, or El Sobrante, actually.
El Sobrante? How do you pronounce it?
El Sobrante.
El Sobrante. I'll have to look that up. So, yeah, we are here. So, is this part of the greater Richmond area?
Yeah, I believe it's like outskirts of Richmond. Google says it's Richmond, but for max purposes, it's someplace.
Perfect. Well, Matthew Schmaling is going to go down looking. That's one away. Here's Royce Hall with one out and nobody on. Following Royce Hall will be Dylan Brown. He's on deck. Mason Harris is in the cleanup spot should any of these men reach. There's a called strike. So jersey number 11 is the starting pitcher for the Anza Dons. That is Ty Wilson on the mound. He's working from the stretch. Curveball. Whoa!
Interesting.
There's a called strike. That was caught a little low and inside, but well, it's a 1-2 count now, it looks like, for Royce Hall.
Outside pitch right there. Called ball.
So 2-2 is the count. Swung on the ground, on the way to first. The first baseman's covering it, but it's a foul ball called by the first base umpire right on the line. So that was a very close play, but that was a good break for the Wolves. Had that been a fair ball, Hall would have been out by a few steps. So
I wonder if that was a curveball. I mean, we see the first pitch curveball earlier, or not the first pitch, but the first curveball we seen in the dirt, and kind of got him swinging inside.
yeah, it was interesting. I mean, Ty Wilson on the mound, he does have good stuff. It does seem to be very sharp. He was painting the outside corner very well, these first two batsmen. So we'll keep an eye on Ty Wilson. Ooh, curveball inside. And how would you describe the action on that curveball, Ray?
I mean, from a lefty perspective, he's looking to jam you. You see the curveball comes in. We need to get on top and out front with that and stay smooth.
Oh, now a fastball on the outside corner. Second looking strikeout in a row to start things off. 2 outs now for Dylan Brown. But, yeah, good stuff already. I mean, right out the gate, Ty Wilson throwing curveballs, getting hitters looking off balance. So things are underway here. That one is
curveball right there outside.
Yeah, right off of the plate. That looked like a better pitch than the one that was called a strike against Royce Hall.
Right.
Wilson from the stretch. Kick and the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. So
seems like Wilson is very comfortable with the high pitches. I mean, we've seen the majority of the strikes be high pitches, especially the ones looking by the two batsmen, and I'm interested to see how much confidence he has in his curveball because it tends to land outside on a righty, inside on a lefty.
Yeah, he hasn't. I don't think he's thrown it inside quite yet. Everything's been away. So we'll see what the game plan is. He's got 2 strikes now. Chance to strike out the side. Pitch low. Good take from Brown. Brown's got a good eye. Very patient at the plate.
Another outside curveball. Seems that's where he likes to throw it.
Yeah, so he does keep it outside. We'll see if he pounds the zone. Swung on, fouled away from Brown. Brown's going to stay alive to see another pitch.
Interesting to see. He's very comfortable with his curveball. I mean, we're only in the first inning, and he's already thrown it, maybe 5 or 6 times, and it seems like he's really trusting that pitch right there.
Yeah, a lot of confidence in it right off the bat. Ooh, up and in to the known ball magnet, Dylan Brown. So he narrowly avoids another hit by pitch. Every team has one of those guys. There's always a
Right.
guy that gets hit by a pitch, and they're not doing anything different. They just seem to be that guy. But now, swing, and Brown fouls off another one. Brown had a lot of experience last year in the leadoff spot, which is why it's so fun to watch him in the middle of the lineup, because he has a leadoff batsman's at bat in that 3 spot. So
Right.
it goes deep. He gets a lot of pitches, fouls him off a bunch. Now with 2 strikes again, swung through and missed, and Wilson strikes out the side as we head into the bottom of the first. Welcome back to Wolves Baseball. My name is Nathaniel Thomas. I'm joined in the booth by Caden Roberts on this beautiful Tuesday, March 18, week 12 of 2025. It's 16 degrees centigrade and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The game started right on time at 4 p.m., and the Wolves went down 1-2-3. Roberts, what do you expect from the Anza Dons today?
You know, they're coming into this matchup 0-4. I mean, winless on the season and, struggling in the BIP. I mean, as you can see from the starting pitcher from Anza, I mean, he's hucking it. So 3 strikeouts. I mean, did throw like 25 pitches, but nonetheless, they're competing.
His first pitch is going to be swung on and grounded to the second baseman, Schmeling, who gets the out over at first. A quick 1 pitch out and 1 away.
Nathaniel Rosal. I didn't even know your first name this whole time. This whole time I've known you. Nathaniel, huh?
Nathaniel it is. Oh, I forget. So it depends on what broadcast I'm working. Over at Solano, my name is Nathaniel Thomas. But over here, I've been introducing myself as Coach Rosal.
Yeah.
So I forget which persona I'm wearing at times. But if you are into some baseball content, you can listen to me over on Greg Poff's YouTube channel. We're covering Solano versus the Contra Costa Comets this Thursday. So it's going to be an exciting matchup. Yeah. But
so are you like a Nate guy or Nathaniel, or like you ever go by Nate or?
see, I mean, that's a good question. What I like to do is I always introduce myself to friends as Nathan. I introduce myself as Nathaniel when it's on air because no one ever really calls me Nathaniel. I just like to call myself Nathaniel because of all the syllables.
Yeah.
But what's nice is I'll always introduce myself as Nathan, and then I'll wait to see how long it takes for them to start calling me Nate. And so I'm like, oh, okay, it took 2 weeks for you to call me Nate. It took my doctor 2 years to call me Nate for the first time. So it was only on my 2nd annual checkup where he was like, how you doing, Nate? And I felt pretty good about that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Me and my doctor are close now.
So the closest people to you call you Nate.
Yeah, no, it's a gradual. It's because it makes perfect sense. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll respond either way. And you know, if you got 1 syllable or 2 syllables, you may as well say Nate, right?
Yeah.
Now there's a strikeout from Hall. he's going to get the second batsman, Jason Miles, out. So 2 away very quickly. This is shaping up to be a pitcher's duel. Here is the number 3 hitting Daniel Shepard, jersey number 3 as well.
Yeah, if you don't remember, Royce Hall, as a sophomore, actually shoved against the Anza Dons last year. Yeah, so kind of a no-brainer for Coach Brown to throw Royce Hall back onto the mound, especially more mature.
How did he do last year exactly?
5.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 0 earned, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Gem.
Absolute gem. And I mean, Hall is one of those players that's starting to warm up. You know, he's got so much potential and so much skill that when you see him piece everything together, he's so fun.
Yeah, 100%. I think as soon as he fills out that frame, kind of matures his body more, I mean, he has the talent, he has the skill.
Now it's a ground ball down the line. That's going to be a fair ball. And now digging for 2, Daniel Shepard is going to slide. The throw comes in, not in time, so a 2-out double for Daniel Shepard. Here's the cleanup batsman and starting pitcher, Ty Wilson. It was just out of the reach of the diving third baseman, Andre Lopez, but it was maybe a foot off of the bag. It was really hard to get to.
A lot of those, we saw a lot of those against Alhambra last game. A lot of infield hits. Finding in Andre's area and that he's had to dive for, made a couple of those plays, but a lot of action for Andre Lopez the past couple of games.
Yeah, Andre Lopez expect to be ready at the hot corner. That one's going to be fouled away. 0-1 the count to the cleanup hitter. He's got a runner on. Chance to break this 0-0 tie early.
Yeah, how's like covering Solano so far this season?
Oh, Solano's great to cover. What's nice about Solano is I can show up and, you know, we got a whole team. There's probably a dozen of us in the class. So many talented people over there. What's great is that, you know, it feels like we're carrying a heavier load, but with more people. Coming to AC games, I love AC games, but, you know, this is a 2-man show.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit more hectic, a little bit more, you know, figuring out what's wrong. I mean, sometimes the audio doesn't want to turn on. Sometimes the cameras don't want to connect. But it's a different beast all around, you know. High school ball versus college ball. With high school ball, players are a lot scrappier. Players are really scrappy. With college ball, it feels like, you know, I can't quite put the words to it yet, but it's a great question. 0-2 now to Ty Wilson. Ground ball to the shortstop. Charging in is Hall. He's going to have to hurry. The throw to first is not going to be picked out. The runner's trying to come home. No throw. And it's going to be a 1-0 ball game off of an infield hit off of Ty Wilson. It was 2 outs for the cleanup hitter, so Brown had the play back. He was almost at the grass, so no error on him there. He gave it his all.
It's just a slow roller. I mean, the grass kind of looks like from here, it's pretty long. I mean, slow infield. Dylan's probably not used to that. I mean, back on my AC, the grass is pretty short. Upkeep by Coach Brown, so don't have to get used to those playing surfaces here.
So it's an RBI for Ty Wilson.
Especially coming off a game when we just played on turf the past 2 games. And coming here and playing on slow, thick, grass infield. Definitely a game changer.
Yeah, you have to react to your different environments, and it's very interesting as a ball player how much adjustments you have to make. You have to make so many adjustments growing up too, because at every level they play with a different ball, you know, and so there's even down to the baseball you use. There's adjustments being made, and so now there's a line drive the other way. It's going to get through to be a base hit. That's number 5, Ian Garcia. Now over to third, Ty Wilson slides in safely. So Deanza's got a pair of snake eyes, first and third. It was a line drive. into the opposite field. It's a right-handed batsman, Ian Garcia. Soft contact though, no, nothing. It was a line drive, but a soft liner. So De Anza is making contact, but they're not exactly squaring up Royce Hall. It's not like um, they're seeing it and driving it. It's like
Yeah.
they're throwing the bat head at it, and so far they're putting pressure on the defense, and it's been working out for them. But with 2 outs, Hall has a chance to keep this tight. First and third, though, for Jacob Attaway. Another pickoff over the first and safe.
That one was close.
Yeah, Hall's got a really good pickoff move.
You got an open gate over there in right field.
Well, you have somewhere to aim for now. It's a called strike. Yeah, this field is very interesting. It's a very beautiful field. We said on the broadcast, you know, those are the, just over those Richmond Hills is San Pablo Bay, and beyond that is San Francisco. But what's interesting is the outfield almost slopes downwards. Like I feel like if you drop the ball in center field, it would roll to the fence.
Oh, I do see that, especially from this point of view. Kind of looks like we're looking over a hill a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a downward slope going from the field of play towards the fence. And then, of course, the fence in right field is busted wide open. It's not busted, but it looks like it was left open. And another interesting little fact is there's no indicators for how far this field is. So it feels almost smaller than it should be, even though it's not. But either way, Royce Hall is at 2 strikes now with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Ian Garcia stole second. And the pitch swung on and fouled. Looks like that was in on the hands of jersey number 4, Jacob Attaway.
Definitely one of the nicer ballparks we played in so far. I mean, especially considering last year's ballparks. Just like the backdrop, the little grass green field. This is like what's nice about the Bay Area in March. I mean, everything's green.
Well, swing you later. Hall gets out of it, only surrendering 1 run. It's 1-0 as we head to the top of the second.
Wait, which one? I
Welcome
said
back to
nine.
the Wolves baseball broadcast. My name is Coach Rasal, joined by Ray Bermudez. So, Ray, looks like the pitcher for De Anza, Ty Wilson, he's dealing right now. He's coming off of a 1-2-3 inning where he struck out the side. So here's Mason Harris. What are you seeing so far? I mean, we said earlier that he's mixing up his fastball and his curveball really well. Does it look like he has a 3-pitch?
Yeah, right now, I mean, we're seeing only fastballs and curveballs. And what I noticed is the curveball is the same place every time, whether it's a righty or a lefty. So, I
Gotcha.
mean, that's something we got to pick up, especially coming outside on that righty. It's bouncing out, landing in the dirt like we saw with that one pitch with Royce. And I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Now that pitch to Harris is going to be a one-hopper to the shortstop with the weight back on it. The throw to first, not in time. It's an infield single for the cleanup hitter Harris.
I mean, that's a perfect hit right there, especially with what you're trying to do getting on base. I mean, we're looking at Mason Harris, one of our faster guys, hitting one of those back, and it's hard to play, especially if you don't have the best of arms. So, I mean, that was a great hit for him.
Yeah, first hit of the ball game belongs to Harris, at least for the Wolves. And it was tricky too because of the spin of the ball, it looked like he got jammed a little bit. Now the runner's going to go, the throw down, and it looks like they got him. That's the first time Harris has been caught this season. And wow, quickly, one away.
Interesting. I think that was honestly really close. I mean, I'm looking at it from here, and of course I'm not the ump, so I can't really tell, but looking at it, it looks like he got there and then he tagged. So I'm interested what the ump saw.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, the throw was right there to give benefit to the catcher. There was a one hopper right to the glove of the shortstop, and barely had to move his glove. Now that pitch
It was definitely a
fouled.
good throw.
Yeah, good throw. I mean, and that's what sells it. I mean, especially, as an umpire, you have to see it with your own eyes.
Right.
When the throw is right there,
Right.
close call. I wish we had replay.
Right.
We don't quite have the software here yet. Now strike three called to Dylan Brown. That was a low fastball. So 2 away now. Here is Andre Lopez.
I mean, we see that last strikeout pitch on Noah Johnson, and it's another outside pitch, and we see consistently that the ump likes those outside pitches. I mean, he called a few on Dylan Brown last inning, and we've seen the consistency with it this inning.
Yeah, I mean, Wilson is, exactly like what you're saying with him hitting that outside spot with his curveball. I mean, he knows where the umpire likes it, and that's a sign of a good pitcher. If they know where the umpire is calling it, and that's where the batsmen don't want to swing, well, that's where pitchers make their money, is that
Right.
exact spot. It's almost like, I feel like people don't exactly think of the etymology of the word pitcher. Pitch, when you think of pitch, you also think of the resonance, the acoustic
Yeah.
sound, because, like an A note, I believe, don't get me wrong, I mean, I could be wrong, but it's exactly 440 hertz or something like that. So to get perfectly in tune, you have to be exact within the
Right.
sound. And so basically what I'm trying to say is when you're pitching, it really is a game of inches where you're getting the perfect pitch of your release point, because you can feel the moment it comes out of your hand, I spiked it. No,
Oh, yeah,
it's too
totally.
high. And getting that pitch per se is definitely a skill.
I mean, yeah, as a pitcher, we look at some of those different things we can do in order to better that pitch or better improve, and a lot of the times they're very minute details. Like if we're spiking a ball, it could be with our wrists, and it's barely an inch or two up, and that's the difference between a down the middle and a spike ball. So
Full count, and Lopez is going to draw the walk. So here is Jason Taylor on deck, Savon Sam. Savon Sam had 2 hits against Alhambra, so he's warming up.
he was definitely one of his better games, and he was on fire that game. And we're looking at Jason Taylor, a pretty consistent hitter himself. I believe he's at left field.
Yeah, Taylor, the starting left fielder. He's going to take the first pitch.
Another outside strike. A little more inside this time.
Yeah, so first time through the lineup, everyone's getting a look at Wilson. Hopefully the second time through, they do see that report of him pounding the outside zone. But you were saying that that is a skill where
Right, yeah, no, totally. I mean, he understands where the ump wants it. He's putting it there, and our guys aren't getting on top of that and not seeing that through. So that's a adjustment we got to make. And we see another curveball down outside. Another one that was called on Matt or Royce. I'm not too sure which one.
well, to the credit of the umpire, that was the first and possibly the last time he called it. I think that was the first curveball that the umpire had seen all day from Wilson, at least at game speed.
Right, yeah, no, totally. I mean,
I remember an umpire would ask me sometimes, hey, as a catcher, hey, what pitches should I look out for from your pitcher? And he'd ask me, okay, well, what kind of break does this curveball have? What kind of break does this slider have? Because they want to be able to stay down and make eye
Right.
contact with it the whole time. So, credit to this umpire for making that quick adjustment. This is a pitcher's full house now after Wilson was down 3-1. He gets the swinging strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. The runner goes. Swung on. Grounder, foul.
way to keep it alive there. I mean, that was definitely a hard pitch to keep inside. Kind of jammed him right there. And from a hitter, that's definitely something you don't want to swing at, but it's so close and it's so hard to keep it away from the bat. And a great way to make it just outside and keep it foul. So,
Yeah, great point. I mean, it was a stay alive kind of swing. He could have taken it for ball 4, but at least Taylor now gets a chance in the box to do some damage. The payoff pitch swung on the ground, right side of the field to the second baseman. He has it. Throw over to first will end the inning, and the score is going to stay 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. So the defensive alignment for the Wolves goes Hall on the mound, Johnson catching, Harris at first, Schmeling at second, Lopez at third, Brown at short, and the outfield from left to right goes Taylor, Som, and Goler. Here's the first pitch to Zion Schott. Zion Schott, jersey number 13. He's in the 7th hole, and the starting second baseman. We're joined in the booth by Caden Roberts. And the next pitch swung on and missed.
Quick work for the Dons, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the Dons this has been a fast ball game. I mean, bottom of the second already. It feels like the game's going by quick. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They count now. Hall's going to wind. The kick and the pitch. Swung on, line drive to the shortstop, right to Brown
We got
for
a
the
guy.
first out.
Super ginge. It was just his holiday yesterday, St. Patrick's Day. Our little leprechaun.
Why is that? Why is that Mr. Brown's holiday?
You know, growing up, he had like the most vibrant red hair ever, fire head. So he's a little ginger. So I mean, day of the gingers was yesterday. Hopefully, he celebrated it well at the Brown household.
I'm sure he did. I mean, he's got the curly hair to match. Here's the 0-1, swung on and missed. That's jersey number 9, Juan Hernandez, the starting right fielder. He's batting in the 8th slot. On deck is Hector Mendoza.
Swing you later, huh? Bye you.
Swing you later indeed. That's his second out. Hall seems to be finding his rhythm. And here's the first baseman, Hector Mendoza.
A little unbuttoned jersey action here. Quick work from Royce Hall, getting right back on the bump and just going. This guy's in a groove.
Yeah, I mean he's certainly found certainly found his pitch. I mean we were talking about with Ray how the term pitch it refers to an exact hertz, and it almost feels like that when you're throwing a pitch you have to find the exact groove, just like Royce Hall does right there. Swing you later to end the inning. A 1-2-3 as we head to the top of the third. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rosal here, again joined in the booth by Ray Bermudez. Here's the batting lineup for the Wolves. It goes Schmeling, Hall, Brown to lead things off. Harris, Johnson, and Lopez at the middle. And we're going to wrap it up with Taylor, Som, and Goler. Here is Savon Som in his first at-bat today. The Wolves down by 1 in the top of the third, trying to get things started against Ty Wilson, who's been dealing so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think Som's a great person to start. He's really been finding himself in the batter's box, and he's been able to make those hard hit pitches and turn them into hits. So I like to see that right here and get some base runners.
Yeah, and Som is no better person to lead off an inning as well because of his speed. He's the starting center fielder, so he likes to run around out there. And if he can get on against Wilson right now, it's going to be impressive because the Wolves, they like to run. They like to run. They like to do small ball. They like to have their plays. So he gives them a lot of flexibility on the base paths. Now he's going to tap one to the second baseman. He's going to have to hurry. The off-balance throw is going to get him just in time. One away.
Really, really close play there. I mean, we've seen another outside curveball, and he stays pretty consistent, and it seems like our guys are really looking for that, and they're really eating that up. So.
Yeah, I mean, like he said, Ray, he's pounding away outside. That's a second ground ball to the third baseman in a row. It was the second baseman who ended the inning back in the second. So, first pitch to Goler is going to be a strike. But it is significant to point out that they're hitting it to the second baseman because he is pounding that outside corner. So there's nowhere else to go other than with the other way. They're getting on top of the ball. they can find a way to square it up or get underneath it just the right amount, they can poke it over the right the right infield.
I mean, as a pitcher, I think he understands that. I mean, we see how many times he's really pounding that outside zone, and that ump is giving it to him. I mean, that ump is telling him where he likes the balls, and he's throwing it right there. And I think that's part of the reason why he's being so consistent today.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful to watch, and there it is again. And you also have to give credit to the catcher. The catcher is doing a really good job picking up um, anything that's close and presenting it well, and that's something that any pitcher would appreciate from
Yeah.
their catcher. Here's the 3-1. It's going to be a called strike, so this is the pitcher's full house after he was down 3-1. He drops one in, and the momentum is with Wilson.
Yeah, and
Goalie.
I want to continue on your point right there. I mean, we've seen a lot of outside, maybe hard to reach curveballs, and that catcher's been able to keep it in. And I don't think we've seen any wild pitches or any pass balls so far. So it's a great job on that catcher as well.
Yeah, it's a really good battery going on right now. Cole Goller is going to draw the walk. He beats the full house, so he stands on first with a lot of speed. We swing back around to Matthew Schmeling, who struck out in his first at-bat. He's looking to go 1 for 2 in this at-bat right here. One runner on with one out. Wilson's been working from the stretch the entire ball game. Now a pick off the first, a little lazy, just to keep Goller at bay. But that's certainly a contest to watch. If the Wolves can get on Wilson, then this is their game. But we'll see how long Wilson can keep this offense at bay, right, as Schmeling swings through that pitch. 0-1. On deck is Royce Hall. Only one hit given up today, and that was to Mason Harris on a low infield one hopper to the shortstop. And he quickly got thrown out at second, so it's been very quiet. Quiet for the Wolves, but now with some speed at first and the leadoff batsman on, expect something to be going on. You have the shortstop directing traffic on the infield. Bunt was being shown, it was pulled back, but then it was called a strike. So 1-2 the count now. We'll see if there's still a play on Schmeling. The third baseman moves back to about even with the bag. The shortstop and the second baseman are playing at double play depth. Here's the 1-2. It's outside, and Goaler's going to get there standing up. 2-2.
I mean, especially coming from Goller, one of our faster guys, that's what we're looking for, especially to take these bases and try to get more runners into scoring position. And I'd also like to point out the wind feels like it's coming towards us. And that's another thing we got to keep into account. I mean, we're not looking to hit some big bombs or none of that. We're looking to stay short and keep it going. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the
it's
Wolves.
pretty strong wind too. So
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's a great point. I didn't even notice the direction of it, but the wind is certainly strong. The Wolves, they can score a lot of runs without even hitting the ball out of the infield.
right,
So
right.
we'll see if this comes into play later on. But that pitch is strike 3 called. And now there's 2 away and 1 on for the starting pitcher, Royce Hall, as he steps up to the plate.
Again, with that outside pitch, I mean, our guys aren't seeing that, and that's what's causing us to not hit the best.
I know. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 looking strikeouts already in 2 1/3 inning of work. So certainly Wilson knows where to hit, and these American Canyon Wolves are going to have to adjust to the umpire's zone. He's been consistent with it. Now Hall is going to drive one the other way. It's in the air, and it's going to get caught. That's going to end the inning on a loud out as we head into the bottom of the third. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rosal here, joined by Caden Roberts. Here in the bottom of the third, the Anza Dons lead 1-0. Royce Hall still on the bump. Batting now is the leadoff batsman Chad Oakley, the starting center fielder.
What is a Don?
I believe a Don is I believe it's a cowboy.
I think so, because I see that like little cowboy on a horse
Yeah, like,
logo in the outfield.
I'm trying to think of a saying that they would say, like, no, the only thing that comes to mind is this town ain't big enough for the two of us. But
And those would be considered Dons?
yeah, but they'd say something like, "What's up, Don?" Or something like, you know what I mean? Like, I can
Yeah.
totally picture the etymology of the word Don. But now a hard hit, line drive left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It gets past Taylor. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Rounding first on the second, now rounding second, and on the third. He's going to slide. He's going to get there safe with a leadoff triple for Chad Oakley. That was in deep left field. Hardest hit ball today from either team.
Yeah, that ball was smoked. Definitely one of the nicer schools we've been to, huh, Rosal?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is one of the most beautiful fields we've seen, very picturesque. And that's one of the joys of playing ball out in California. I mean, he just gets such a great view. Now there's a line drive past the infield. It's going to be 2-0 on an RBI single off of the bat of Jason Miles. So Don is a Spanish title prefixed to a male forename. Forename. So Don Fernando, Don Julio, Don.
Don Julio.
Right. So it's a prefix.
Ah, so it's like a.
It's like El, right? El Salvador or something. Now another hard hit ball, high in the air, right side of the field. Goaler has it. There's one out.
Cole Golar. Commitment today, actually, Coach Rosal. We had a outfielder by way of first base. Mason Harris commit to Consumers River College.
Where is that?
It's a junior college out in southern Sacramento, almost about Elk Grove.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, congratulations to Mason Harris. He's got any program that young man lands in, he's going to do very well in. And was the news official today?
Yes, he announced it today.
That is amazing. Well, congratulations. Again, Mason Harris, I mean, I believe he's leading the section in stolen bases. And I think he's ranked 15th overall in California. So, very well deserved. Here is Ty Wilson. The runner goes. The throw down. Not going to be in time. Strike on the pitch. So, 0-1 to Wilson.
Ty Wilson hitting .833 on the season. Not sure how many games he's played thus far, but still impressive nonetheless.
Yeah, anytime you see a batting average that looks like a fielding percentage, very impressive. Hall checking on the runner at second. Kick in the pitch. Curve.
Out of all the fields like so far, what would you say like your favorite?
Three to nothing on a 6-3 ground out. So Wilson gets an RBI. 2 away, 2-0. Interesting turn of events there.
Heads up play by number 2, rounding third instead of stopping. He rounded, capitalized on a mistake throw by Dylan Brown.
Yeah, I mean, the high throw is certainly what helped there. That ball's going to be high in the air. And Schmeling over at second secures the out and ends the third. 2-0 as we head to the top of the fourth. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rasal on the call, joined by Ray Bermudez. Leading things off is Dylan Brown.
I think this is his second time leading off this game. So, oof,
First pitch swung on hard, but
early.
foul. Yeah, he was a little early, but Brown's on it. He's seen Wilson once before. He struck out in the first swinging. So you can tell right away, Dylan Brown's got a very long memory when it comes to the pitches he's seen. Now he fouls this one. It's a quick 0-2.
Another curveball. I mean, he's throwing that curveball. I mean, he's letting it go. He's making sure they're not going to forget that he has that. I mean, and it's been working for him. I mean, we look back to Maria Carrillo. We have, I forgot his name, but he too was throwing his curveball. He reminds me a lot of this guy. I mean, we look at all the up high pitches that were getting under and popping up, and it just reminds me of Maria Carrillo a little bit. And that's something we got to change and understand and see that we've seen this before. This isn't nothing new, and we can get on this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Brown was on those two foul balls. He was right on top of the ball, and he was able to dribble it foul. So it is interesting. I mean, yeah, you're totally right. They've seen this profile before, this fastball curveball profile. Now there's a line drive to center field. The center fielder is camping right underneath it, and there's going to be the first out of the inning. A well-struck ball just right to the fielder.
See, those always suck. I mean, you feel so good off the bat, and you kind of just know, you know that it's going straight to the center fielder, especially how straight that ball left. And those always aren't the best.
Yeah, but certainly, oh, there's a ground ball left side of the field. Shortstop's going to have no play on it. He's going to eat it. And Mason Harris with his second infield hit of the day.
I honestly think that was a great decision by the shortstop. I mean, we seen earlier his arm wasn't the best. He wasn't able to make it on another hit by, I think it was Mason Harris. Another hit right there. And he's a fast guy. I mean, you throw a pitch outside and it becomes a wild pitch. Mason is definitely taking that next base, and that's something you got to watch out for.
And I think it's fascinating that, with Browns out, it was one of the best struck balls of the day from the Wolves, and that's an out. But a ball like that is a base hit for Harris. So it really shows you can't beat yourself up as a ball player. Really, this is a game of chaos. Anything can happen on any sort of contact. But 2 balls, no strikes. Noah Johnson looking for his first hit of the day. He struck out looking back in the second. Now he's got 1 runner on with 1 out in this 2-0 ball game. pick off over the first, and diving back safely is Harris.
I mean, Noah Johnson is one of those hitters where you can just trust, you know. You put him up in the box, you know he's going to get on base, and you know he's going to hit something good. And we have Mason Harris, who actually is leading the section in stolen bases, and that's honestly a great duo to have. I mean, that's what we're looking for, and to answer back and come back here in this game.
Yeah, good contact in the box, good speed on the bases, and another powerful bat waits on deck. This could be a good inning for the Wolves. And now there's a ball tapped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we did mention earlier in the broadcast that Harris's prowess on base. Can you bring up exactly his any specifics? How many stolen bases he has on
Yeah, I can bring it up right here.
And he said
He's first in the section, and he's 15th in California, actually, because of the 14 stolen bases he has. I mean, that's beautiful, and that's what we do as Wolves baseball. I mean, that's the exact definition, and that's what we're looking for.
Well, the speed is still on the base paths. Noah Johnson just struck out. Here's Andre Lopez again with a runner on first. Now 2 outs. But yeah, and I mentioned earlier in the season, Mason Harris might be the only man I've seen steal consistently standing up. He'll get to a base, he'll slow down to get to his breaks, and then the throw comes in.
Right.
And it's almost unfair the amount of speed that man has. Now Andre Lopez waits for the pitch against Wilson, and he's going to foul it back. So 2 strikes on Lopez with 2 outs. Trying to stay alive here. The Wolves are still within striking distance, but they are risking as we move further on into this ball game. This is a hot team, but they take a while to warm up.
Right.
And the longer it takes to warm up, the bigger the chances of them getting shut out. Harris is going to go. He's going to stay standing, and he's safe this time.
I actually really like him challenging that catcher. I mean, he threw him out the last time he did that, and he wasn't afraid to do it again. He wasn't afraid to tell the catcher, try me again, and he proved on why he's 15th in California on stolen bases.
Oh, yeah, I mean, a lot of speed. And also the intelligence. He knew to go on 2 strikes when there was a curveball coming. Now there's a ball up the middle to the second baseman, and it gets kicked around. Harris is being waved in. Here's the throw. Safe! So 2-1 off of a misplayed ball off of the second baseman's ankle. And Andre Lopez swaps with Harris. Now 1 runner on and 2 outs still for Jason Taylor.
I mean, that's what you expect from him. We've seen Andre with hard hit balls, and honestly, I don't think that second baseman was expecting that. I mean, we see the grass is kind of thick. I'm thinking a lot of ground balls will probably be a lot slower than it might usually be, and he was definitely not expecting that hard hit ground ball, and that was beautiful the way that Mason was able to get that run right there.
Swing and a miss from Taylor. You could tell he was excited.
That actually looked like a breaking ball to me. I'm not sure if that was a changeup or a curveball, but that was great command.
Yeah, some sort of off speed. 0-1 the count. Way outside. 1-1. That's going to go down as an E4.
It's 2 outs, so he needs to shorten up. One thing this team does have is a lot of speed. I mean, we're looking at the 6th batter being the running back of the football team. I mean, how often do you really see that? I mean, a lot of our guys we're looking at our top, actually, I'd say the whole lineup here is full of fast running guys. I mean,
and Lopez is running on the pitch, but Taylor strikes out, so that's going to end the inning. 2-1 now as we head into the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rosal here, joined in the booth by Caden Roberts. Leading things off is Jacob Attaway. He struck out back in the first inning. Now here he is in the fourth, looking to be 1 for 2 against Royce Hall, still in this game. He's showing bunt early. He's going to miss for strike 1. And he's going to show bunt again. This one's in the air. And interesting play. I mean, I'm not really sure what Attaway's trying to do. I mean, Lopez is ready for it. And Lopez has a good arm, so I'm not too sure. There's nobody on base. It's not exactly a surprise. But 0-2 count now. Hall winds, kicks, and curveball misses at the letters. So 1-2.
Way to scrap away a run last inning. Cut down the deficit to 2.
And strike 3 called on the inside corner is how this inning gets started. 1 away. Yeah, I mean, the Wolves, it feels like the Wolves are obviously capable of putting up a crooked number, but it feels like it does take a while for the team to get warmed up.
Yeah,
and then,
for sure.
And then that does put the risk of getting shut out if they're not warmed up fast enough.
You know, I mean, when you face like teams' aces, I mean, you can't expect to put up 10 runs and within 3 innings. I mean, that's kind of unreasonable. I mean, when you see guys like throwing 75 poo, I mean, yeah, you can put up 10 runs. When we see guys ace like the Anza has going on, I mean, you're gonna have to do it, work them as much as you can and get them out of the game.
Yeah, good play, but a shortstop, Brown, who gets the throw over to first. Leaping to save the play is Harris. Good teamwork all around, 2 away.
Do you have a pitch count limit on the Anza pitcher? Looks like they got someone going in the bullpen.
No, I do not track pitches. I wish I had one, but yeah, that looks to be some activity down in that bullpen.
It's like feels like he's getting up there in a pitch count.
That's true. I mean, he has pitched, he has landed a lot of strikeouts, and that's certainly going to spike up your pitch count a lot more.
Felt like a 25 pitch inning in the first inning. Maybe not quite 25, but pretty close.
And down in order. Good work indeed from Royce Hall. Now we're going to head to the top of the 5th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rosal here, joined by Ray Bermudez. Ty Wilson still on the mound in this 3-1 ball game as we're in the top of the 5th. Leading things off is Savan Sam, followed by Cole Goller, and then we swing back around to Matthew Schmaling. But the Wolves, they're certainly feeling it today. I mean, Ray, you just got back from the dugout. What's the energy we're getting from there?
I mean, yeah. I mean, sometimes we'll go back after an alright inning and we'll just be like, oh, okay. But today, I mean, I feel the energy. I feel we're ready. You can hear it from here. I mean, they're excited. They're ready to make this comeback. They're ready to answer back and answer back with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of force.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, Ray, I'm sure you've been a lot of teams in your lifetime, and it takes a special team to be able to come back from behind. But it feels like with the Wolves, you know, 3-1 is within striking distance, and they're more than capable of doing this. Whereas, other good teams will get an early lead and they'll just maintain it. The Wolves are able to fight back.
I mean, yeah, and we have this energy. I mean, we see that strikeout right there, and I still feel like the energy is going to be high.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Savon Som swings through an off speed for the first out of the fifth. Here's Cole Goller. Cole Goller walked in the third, and he also had a stolen base before he got stranded at second. But yeah, I mean, this team, they're hyping up, they're getting loud, and all it takes is a couple good swings, and they're right back in this.
I mean, yeah, they're still ready to hit.
That one's fouled away by Goller, so 0-1 the count. Wilson sets. He likes to set high at the letters. Pitch is way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike for Cole Goller.
I think Goller's another one of those guys that we see really similar hitting style to Mason Harris. I mean, we see a lot of those low line drives, stay low to the ground, and he's a fast guy and he'll be able to get there, So I think as long as we trust in our bats and we know what we're capable of, we're able to come back.
Well, 2 balls, 2 strikes now against Goller. Here's the pitch. Swung on the ground to the third baseman. He's going to have to hurry. Here's the unorthodox throw and safe. Goller beats it out. Now he's going to try to go for 2 as the ball gets away from the first baseman. So just like that, right on command, 1 swing, and now a man stands in scoring position.
Right, I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We see he actually made it there before the throw got there.
Yeah, it's going to be an infield single and an advance on the error, so he stands on second.
And just the fact that that error was enough to get him all the way to the next place with time to spare just show the kind of speed we have in our guys and the kind of trust they have in their speed. I mean, we can see a lot of guys be fast, but maybe they're a little weary on the bases. A bunt down the middle, Matthew Smalling.
Throw is going to get him. A beautiful bunt from Schmaling. And that's going to move Goller over to third. And you can't execute it better than that.
That's beautiful. I mean, he knows what exactly he has to do right there, and he did it. I think that's another big thing about Wolves baseball is we're not too complicated. We keep it very simple, and we do our job. Very selfless guys.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to go back into the dugout smiling, knowing that you did your job after a sac bunt, I mean, that's pure selflessness right there. And now here's Royce Hall. He's getting his 3rd at-bat of the day. He struck out in the first, flew out to the left fielder in the 3rd. Now he's looking for his first hit of the ball game. Can't come at a better time with a man on 3rd. Pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, so he's got 2 on him now.
I mean, as a hitter, we've seen that consistently today, and I can't really put that on the ump. It is close, but I can't put it on the ump because he has been consistently calling those outside pitches, and Wilson has been throwing them.
Now strike 3 called. That's going to end the inning as we head into the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rasal in the booth, joined by Caden Roberts.
Indeed.
So, Caden, I see you wearing a pair of swim goggles, and I saw Ray Bermudez wearing a pair as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
You know, Senior Assassins just started, yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
For those who are not familiar with the game, basically it's basically a game where everyone has a water gun and you have to kill your target with a water gun. And the safety object, which meaning you can't be killed, is swimming goggles. Or you can wear floaties. I mean, floaties is a little unpractical, but
So do they have to be on your eyes or just on your body?
for the round one, they have to be on your neck or on your head. You
Okay.
can wear them if you want, but that's kind of weird.
And so you can't get killed with the safety item.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And there's certain safe zones where you can't be killed. You can't be killed at school. Can't be killed at any sporting events like here. But like it's part of my life now. I go to sleep with it on. I never take it off. Take a shower with the goggles on.
Well, yeah. How else would you see in there?
It's part of my routine. Like goggles.
Is the 2-2 swing you later, and that's how the bottom of the fifth gets started from Royce Hall.
$1,000 pot too, by the way, Coach.
$1,000. How long is this competition going for?
To the last one standing, last team standing.
Last
My
one
duo
standing.
partner's at first base right now, Mason Harris.
All right. $1,000. Now, is this in gift cards? Is this some
It's
charitable
in cash.
donation?
It's
Is
part
it?
of
What?
It's $10 to play. That's the pot.
Oh, that is a prize. Ooh, first pitch to the leadoff batsman, Chad Oakley, is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Now, see, even as a full-grown adult, $1,000 would get me pretty motivated.
Oh, this is basically my job. I was unemployed. Now I'm employed.
You're employed by, what's this game called again?
Senior Assassin.
Senior Assassin. Well, make sure you put that down on your resume.
Winner of Senior Assassin.
Wow, hey, manifest it now, man. There's a strike that lands in the zone. 2-1 is the count for Chad Oakley. In the first, he grounded out to the second baseman. And in the third inning, he hit that triple and ended up scoring the second run of the 3 that Anza owns. Now, Royce Hall paints a beautiful strike on the outside corner. 2-2 now.
A lot of chirping from the Anza dugout.
Ground ball right side of the field. Harris has it on the backhand. The throw over the Hall. The race to first, and they got him. Wow.
Great play.
Beautiful play. Harris had to catch it on the backhand. All of his momentum was going away from the base. He had to make an off-balance throw over to Royce Hall, who got the out over at first. Amazing. So 2 away. Nobody on for Jason Miles. It's going to go down as a 3-1 in the books. And there's a strike.
Improvements from Noah Johnson from the dish. I see him working.
Curveball, flare, shallow center field, and that's going to fall in between Sam and Brown. Now the throw over to second. Diving is Schmaling, but sliding safely with a little bloop double is Jason Miles.
Speedy team. You know, a couple years ago, my freshman year, 2022 season, this Anza Dons team was leading the nation, and I say nation, in stolen bases.
Impressive form. Are they stealing like
Not
a
sure.
dozen a game?
You know, I'll pull it up right now, but I'm not sure how, trustable that is. Not sure if they were stat packing. Because apparently, according to the stats, they did not get thrown out at all that season.
No,
They're
that's impressive.
100%.
Oh, the pick off to second, and they got him to end the inning. Beautifully executed between
Absolutely
Royce
beautiful.
Hall and Matthew Schmaling. So 3-1 as we head to the top of the 6th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rosal here, joined in the booth by Ray Bermudez. So 3-1 here in the top of the sixth as Dylan Brown strides to the plate. He's looking for his first hit of the ball game. New pitcher in for the Anza Dons. This is jersey number 3, Daniel Shepard. He's a 5'11 senior. The starting pitcher, Ty Wilson, number 11, moves over to first base. The first pitch from the new pitcher, Shepard, is a ball. So
Interesting.
Dylan Brown.
Ty threw that constantly, and that's a first pitch, which is amazing for us. But, I mean, looks like that ump is shortening his zone a little bit.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, especially with a new pitcher in, you have to reestablish yourself. I'm sure Shepard has to prove that he can hit that spot consistently. Brown showing bunt, waves through it. So 1-2 now, but Brown hit that very loud foul ball. It was a line drive, so let's see if he's seeing Shepard well. It's interesting about this field is it's facing southwest, so the setting sun is in the eyes of a right-handed batsman. That curveball is way outside. That was the spot that Ty Wilson was able to hit pretty consistently, but just a little bit outside and a little bit of a different look considering that Shepard is a little bit shorter stature.
Right.
Now the pitch. Swung through and missed. And a strikeout is how the sixth gets started.
I mean, we're looking to get guys on base. I know you got to protect, but I don't think that swing right there is one you really want to be chasing after. Even if you do get contact, most likely it's going to be called a ball. And if you do get contact, it's not going to be the best of. So we just got to get on top of that. And curveball, interesting. First pitch curveball.
Yeah, I mean, that's something this Anza team is, they like we said, they're 0-4, but they're still a competitive team, and they were a very good team last year. So the fact that two pitchers can come in and just throw fastball, curveball from the jump.
And I mean, we saw this with Ty. It was the majority fastball, curveball. I mean, he can stay consistent with. Ooh.
Look out! That was right for the noggin. Ducking out of the way safely is Harris. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
But like I was saying, it's very minimal pitch selection, keeping the same 2 pitches. And
now it's 2-1.
Like next batter, we're already starting to see some inconsistencies.
And there's a strike on the outside corner that's been prevalent all day. The Wolves are going to have to adjust to it.
This is definitely a now or never situation.
Swung through and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for the new pitcher, Shepard. So Anza getting their pitching all of a sudden.
Right. I mean, they've stayed pretty consistent in their areas, and our guys haven't gone on top of that.
Here's Noah Johnson. Noah Johnson, over 2 with 2 strikeouts, looking for his first hit of the day. And he's going to swing and sky one left center field, but the shortstop right underneath it for the 3rd out. A 1-2-3 inning as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rosal here in the booth by Caden Roberts. Caden was just mentioning something about catchers in the MLB.
You know, I feel like there's not that many good offensive catchers left in the MLB. I mean, a lot of great defensive catchers for sure, but offensively, not so much.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that the bats of catchers, at least in the MLB, there's no one that stands out. I mean, like I come from a day where Joe Mauer was a former batting title
Yeah,
champion.
MVP also.
Buster Posey, comeback player of the year twice.
Molina.
Yeah, Molina. Now as a routine play from Brown over a short to get the first out of the inning.
I feel like now we have Salvador Perez, Adley Rutschman.
Yeah,
That's it.
Rutschman seems like a star, but I haven't really seen any run highlights from that. You know what I mean? It's like
There's no catcher, I feel like, 40 bombs a year anymore.
40. Oh God, no. I think it's too tiring on the body.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, I feel like we used to see it now.
That's 40 of an hour. I mean, a 300 hit catcher's all. 300.
Rutschman run 300.
Okay. Well, I got what? I think interesting to see. Bring this up because in the middle of the inning, before we cut back to the broadcast, everyone was waiting for Noah Johnson to come back out. He made the last out of the top of the sixth, and then he got one warm-up pitch back there before the inning started. And we were mentioning how there's a lot of catchers in the MLB who prefer to bat ninth because they don't have to worry about their spot in the lineup coming up early. And what's also nice about a catcher batting ninth is most catchers, or at least I'm speaking from experience, we tend to have more patient at bats. Most catchers aren't jumping on the first pitch. They really want to work the count. And most catchers will get into a 2-2, 3-2 count. And so having that in the ninth spot is really good because once the top of the order comes through, there's a good chance that you got on base or it gives the top of the order more pitches to look at. So now the pitch, ground ball, Brown has it again. The throw to first is going to be past Harris. So safe at first is the cleanup hitting Ty Wilson on an E6. Here's Ian Garcia. Ian Garcia had a single in the first and popped up to the second baseman in the third.
Where'd you hit in the lineup, Coach?
It always depends. In my senior year, I batted cleanup.
Cleanup, huh?
Ball's in the air. Foul territory. Johnson has it. Oh, and it falls out of his glove. It popped in and out. And that's a tough play to make. That was one of those plays where the spin of the ball is what caused it to jump out of the glove. Because on a play like that, you can almost hear the seams as it comes down on you.
Yeah.
Tough play, but it's just another foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first. Ty Wilson, not a very big lead at all. And the payoff pitch, swung on, ground ball to Brown again. He has it. The throw over to first is going to be in time. So there's 2 away with a runner on second.
Good get back play for Dylan Brown. Did you play any other positions other than catcher, Coach? Like, you ever got on the mound? Like,
So, funny story. I played on the Philippine national team in 2013, and my position for that team was I was the backup catcher. In case anything happened to their guy, you need catching depth, right? So I was the backup catcher on that national team. I was one of the rookies. Most of those guys were second year. We're in their second year on the team. I was my first year, and I didn't catch at all in the regional tournament that was held in the Philippines. That was a tournament where we played against Guam, we played against Australia, and a few other teams that I can't hardly remember. That ball's going to be in play. Soft hit to Lopez. He has it, and he's going to end the inning, and I'll finish my story in the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Coach Rosal here on the play-by-play, joined by my color analyst, Ray Bermudez. So, Ray, we're here in the top of the 7th. The Wolves down by 2, literally now or never.
Literally, and we've seen a lot of our guys get on base and have good, consistent at-bats and have good outcomes from their at-bats, but we haven't seen it transition into runs. I mean, we see Mason Harris get a lot of steals, and he was able to transition that into a run. But, I mean, we've seen a lot of different guys get on base as well and just haven't been able to make that on the board. And this is what we got to do now.
Yeah, I mean, only 1 run scored. And, I mean, you have, 2 people left in scoring position. But, really, you're right. There's just been way too many strikeouts. No one's really been giving the Wolves a chance to make things interesting. But maybe Andre Lopez takes matters in his own hands, or into his own ribs, I should say. He takes a pitch and is going to take his base as he stands on first with a bruise.
I mean, that's beautiful for the momentum of the guys, especially seeing that. We heard how loud they got. They're definitely excited seeing that. And we know Andre, like I was saying, was actually a running back for the football team, and he's pretty fast. And that's pretty good for us coming through and trying to get some runs in, because we need 2 runs, I believe.
Yeah, it's Mateus Garcia in the box. On deck is Savon Som. Savon Som represents the go-ahead run. Mateus represents the tying run, should any of these men reach. So 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count. The runner on first and nobody out. Yeah, Andre Lopez, the running back, I mean, he probably took that like it was nothing.
Right.
He doesn't care.
I mean, after Sam, we have Golar, so we have a lot of fast guys. We got Matias right here. He's a pretty fast guy himself. And we just got to transition those into runs.
Oh, he tries to show bunt. Throw back to first. Safe, but that was a little too close for comfort. Lopez at first getting him a bit antsy.
I mean, that's the definition of Wolves baseball. Force the other team to try to make plays out of that. And that was close, but I'm not mad at the idea.
Well, strike 3 called against Mateus Garcia. That's going to be the first out. Here's Savon Som looking for his first hit of the ball game.
This is the tying run. We need him to get on base, and we need some consistency from our guys, because it's now or never.
Yeah, lots of speed right now. The runner goes right on cue. The throw down. It's a good throw, but safe. The throw was right on the money, but Lopez is just too fast to handle.
That definitely was close, and I will have to put that on the shortstop. I mean, that was a great throw, but he didn't tag it. And Andre Lopez isn't one of those guys you could just leave hanging.
Yeah, no, not at all. There needs to be a sense of urgency. It almost reminds you of Javier Baez. Remember how Baez would wait on the pitch and make the catch as he's tagging in one fluid motion? It was
Right,
beautiful.
right.
So it's almost basically what I'm saying is that's what you need to get Andre Lopez out. Anything
Right.
short of that is a stolen base for that speedy young man right there. Swing, and there's a ball right side of the field through the hole. Safe at first is Salmon. Coming in to score is Lopez. It's now 3-2. Wow. And that's what they've been needing all day.
Right. And that's all they need. I mean, we look at all of our hits and all of our competitive at-bats, and all those end with those hard ground balls. I mean, we've seen multiple from Mason Harris. We've seen more from other guys, and that's been the consistent factor in this game, and we just have to pick that up.
Absolutely. So it's 3-2 now. Now that ball is high in the air, right side. The second baseman and the right fielder. And it's going to be the second baseman who makes the catch. So 2 away. Cole Goley pops up. Here's Matthew Schmeling in his 4th at-bat.
I mean, like I've been saying, it's now or never for Matthew Schmeling right here. And he's definitely one of our consistent, especially being a #1 guy. But we need a good at-bat to keep him going and keep the momentum going.
First pitch is a called strike.
That's the pitch we've been seeing all day. That outside pitch has definitely got our guys for a loop, and that's something we got to work on.
Hard hit ball right to the shortstop. He's going to take it to the bag himself. And that's going to be the Dons' first win of the season. The Wolves are going to drop it 3-2. They made it interesting in the top of the 7th, but that's going to wrap it up. Again, I've been Nathaniel Thomas, joined by Ray Bermudez and Caden Roberts. Join us for our next broadcast next week. We'll see you there.